Consider the following graph of function y. Which of the following is not likely to be true? In this question, we need to find an incorrect statement, a false statement that will be our correct answer, and we need to eliminate all true statements. With that in mind, let's look at answer choice A. A says y is a linear function. This is true because we not only have a straight line that is going into infinity in both the positive and negative direction, but if we look at our equation, our x variable, our input variable, is just to the first power, which is indicative of a linear function. If this were ax squared or ax cubed, we would definitely not have a linear function, and A would be the right answer. But in this case, it's a true statement, so we can eliminate answer choice A. Answer choice B says b is equal to 2. Remember that b is where the graph crosses the y-axis. This is our y-axis, and we cross it right at y equals positive 2. So that means our b value would be positive 2 in our equation, and that makes b a true statement and an incorrect answer. For answer choice C, a is equal to 0. Let's plug that in and test it to see what would happen. Y equals ax plus b, and we plug in 0 for a. 0 times x would just give us 0, and that would leave us with y is equal to b. And we know in this case that b is equal to 2, so this would give us the equation y is equal to 2. If this were our equation, we would have a horizontal line straight through y equals 2. We would not have a slope because we don't have an m or an x. And this is not the graph that we see visually in this problem. So this is a false statement and therefore is our correct answer. At that point, you can mark C and move on with the rest of the test, but for the sake of the video, I'll also talk about why D is a true statement. D says some x values would yield negative y values. This is true by nature of it being a linear function. If this graph were to continue, so I'll give us this is y equals 2. We've got a graph going through here. If it were to continue, if this graph were blown up into a bigger size, we would see that eventually we would cross the x-axis and enter into the third quadrant where all of our y values are negative, as well as our x values. We have a negative x, negative y, would be all of our coordinate points in this quadrant. So yes, some x values will yield negative y values, making that a true statement, but making that the wrong answer. So answer choice C is our correct choice.